There we go. Right, sorry. For some reason, every time I disconnect the dual microphones that I have with Bunnery, it seems to cut off the actual mic from my headset. I don't know what's happening there. So, yep, hey everyone, thank you for sticking around, those of you who are still here. As I say, we are working on something new. This is our game Rogue Drones. If you're in the UK, you should kind of see where we're going with this. Over Christmas, there was a load of disruption at UK airports because someone was flying drones around. And we were having a Christmas party. I think it was Christmas Day, actually. And yeah, we thought it would be funny to maybe make a game about it. We might have had a beer or two. And I kind of followed through on it, really. And so this is what we've been working on for the last few weeks. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look. We've done a few new bits and pieces this week. I'm trying to get in the habit of showing this off once a week, just so people can see what it's like. So yeah, as I say, it's all about this this nonsense that's been happening at airports. Let me just swap over to my big version of this. There we go. Oh, hang on, I need to turn my sound down a bit because that's quite loud. Now, I think I've got the sound balance on this right, because last time you couldn't hear any of my game audio. Hopefully that should... Sorry, it's quite loud on my headphones. Hopefully that should be coming through this time, so you can hear some of the ambient sounds we've been putting in. So yeah, we decided to make a game about all of this drone nonsense that had happened at the airports, and we decided to go for the comedy angle, really. So what's happened is drones have turned up at your airport, but budget cuts mean you can't actually afford to buy any decent anti-drone tech, so instead you decide to take matters into your own hands, and you basically duct tape a stun gun to your own drone and decide to use it to chase down the other drones. So yeah, this is the idea. It's basically, we're trying to sort of simulate the physics of a drone a bit here. So rather than, if you played Watch Dogs 2, you might remember the drone bits in there, which was really nice and easy because you just pushed your left stick. I'm driving this with a Xbox controller, by the way. You'd push your left stick forward to go forward, you know, back, left, right, etc. Your right stick controlled the camera, and then you had bumper buttons for up and down. What we've got is the right stick is thrust and rotate, the left stick tilts the drone, and then by combining tilting and thrust, you move in a particular direction. So, you know, if I want to slow down, I kind of bring it back, sideways, whatever. And then there's some other drones flying around, and what I'm meant to do is try and get up close to them, and if I can try and get this guy here. Oh, he's bumping into this plane. We should probably put a stop to that. Oh, cool, there we go. Melee'd him. You know, I meant to do that. And of course you get lovely support from your boss here as you do these things. Let me try to actually zap this one here. Oh, no, missed. There we go. And so that's the concept, really. We just sort of got a prototype going at the moment. So this is airspace defense mode. We're thinking about adding in some other stuff. You might have noticed in that level select menu before things like sort of a checkpoint race, kind of slightly inspired by Watch Dogs, I suppose. But the idea of, you know, you're kind of zooming around the airport or whatever, and you've got to fly through a set of rings. Oh, thank you, Mixplay Spirit. Yeah, we've only been showing it off a couple of times, really. A few GIFs on Twitter, a little YouTube trailer. And a couple of these streams, so it's pretty early. I mean, we started this 3 weeks ago, maybe last month. Basically, we started it last month. In terms of actual dev time on it, I've probably now spent, I don't know, about 10 days working on it. Oh, thank you for the host, Ferret. And yeah, it's kind of coming along. You know, we've sort of got a concept. I'm quite happy with it. It's kind of fun. So I know some of you haven't kind of seen this before, so I'll just kind of talk through a few of the key details to it. So we've got this kind of drone business. It's kind of like flying a drone crossed with Flappy Bird. So as soon as I take my thumb off the throttle, it starts sinking down. So I can't just hover. I've got to constantly be trying to balance the thrust that I want. And also, because I can't just say go forwards, I have to tilt. Let me just come over here and I can get a bit of space to do this. Because I have to tilt to go forwards, I have to choose how much I want to prioritize, say, forward or whatever direction motion over vertical thrust. So if I want, I can go forward pretty quickly, but I'm gradually losing height here because I'm not putting in enough vertical thrust. So maybe what I should do is, sorry if I spin around, maybe what I should do is tilt a little bit less. Oh, but now I'm going up too fast. You know, so you got to kind of balance it. As I say, it's kind of like Flappy Bird, really. You got to be constantly thinking about your positioning and where you are. And when you're actually chasing these drones down, like this guy here, one of the difficulties is, because the stun gun is duct taped to the drone, if I'm kind of going forwards when I fire it, it fires down. So you need to develop this knack of, where are these guys over here? Kind of getting into position and then having a little flick up to actually be pointing in the right direction. So yeah, as I say, it's pretty early stuff at the minute. We've got kind of human control of the player drone. So as I say, this is wired up to an Xbox controller here, or I can drive it using the keyboard, which is a bit difficult, really, because your tilt is kind of constantly on then. So I'll stick to the controller. Need to get mouse on there as well, maybe. And the enemy drones are basically simulating a what's going on here? Oh, I've just pressed one of my debug keys, and it's just doing something that I was going to talk about later. I will come back to that. Yeah, the AI in quotes, because I made it, it's not that intelligent, basically is a simulated person. So these enemy drones are just flying around a set of checkpoints at the moment, really. So this one's trying to get to a point here, and then it must have hit it now, so it's zooming off over here. But they basically fly like me. They're tilting towards the point they want to go at, and then just applying the appropriate amount of thrust. If they're going a bit too low, they'll pull back. If they're going a bit too high, they'll let themselves come down. And it actually works really well, because drones are really difficult to fly if you've ever tried. If you have a really fancy drone, they have like all gyros and all this kind of stuff, and they can be a bit easier. But we've just got, I don't know if you can see it on camera actually, we've got like a little tiny drone which we play about with just to kind of get a feel for it. But it doesn't have all of this intelligence. Oh, hang on, Bunnery's just got it here. Yeah, we've just got this little drone here, which is awesome fun, but it's really difficult to fly. Because basically I do it indoors and just crash it into everything. Oh, sorry, I just had a window pop up over that. I crash it into things a lot. Yeah, Bunny crashed it into the roof. So what we've managed to do is, by just adjusting how aggressive the AI controls the drone. So like here, you can see I've got some debug text on here. So this one, drone slow. That one doesn't tilt too much. So it's quite precise at where it's heading. Whereas if I find, what colour's that one? No, that's also slow. Got to have a fast one here somewhere. Oh, where have all the fast drones gone? Probably crashed into things. Anyway, the point is I say probably crashed into things. Yeah, looks like that one has. Oh, this is where... Yeah, so I've been working on this game for a little while now. Still really bad at it. Bad at fine control. Need to do some camera work here, because, you know, you can kind of easily get stuck. This probably isn't a great way to show this off, is it? There we go. So that was a balanced drone. But basically, we control the maximum amount of tilt that they do. So slow drones will only tilt maybe 30 degrees. Fast drones will tilt almost all the way over. And then they kind of overshoot things and then have to compensate a lot. In fact, these are randomly generated, so if I just quit this and run it again, hopefully I'll get some more fast ones and I can just show. Yeah, that looks like he looks like a boy racer. Oh no, that's a balanced one. Maybe I should make these appear in different colours on the radar. Anyway, you get the point. Oh, is this? No, there's no fast ones. My random number generator's rubbish. Ah, here we go. Right, fast. So this guy is trying to get to a checkpoint somewhere, but he'll just be constantly overshooting and then having to kind of pull back. And also, because they prioritise their horizontal movement so much, they tend to sort of end up skimming the ground as well. So you'll see that their trails that they have, they kind of oscillate up and down a little bit. Anyway, it's interesting. It works quite well. But yeah, actually getting back to the idea of the game. So I'm supposed to try and go and shoot these around, that are around the airport. Not quite close enough. With my little stun gun. If you've seen a previous version of this, you might notice we've got a little bit of a UI update down at the bottom. I've changed my taser sorry, shouldn't say taser. Taser's a trademark. Can't call it a taser. Stun gun. My stun gun charge meter looks a little bit different now. This was Bunnery's idea, saying with everything being this kind of low poly blocky style, maybe we should, and hexagons basically, maybe we should go for hexagons for those meters. I quite liked it, so we went for that. You may also notice, if you've seen before, there's a green one now as well. If I deliberately, for a change, bash into the floor, we've got health on our drone as well now, so if I crash into things, it does damage me. At the moment it does recover gradually, because, you know, didn't want people getting booted out too early, but maybe we should have a hard mode where you don't recover health. Right, too fast. Oh, where is he? Come on. So just trying to do this in a slightly reasonable time, because then I can show off a couple of other things we've done. It's all around here somewhere. The drones, with them kind of basically being a simulated me, they do tend to bash into things a lot, so sometimes you find them just face planted into a wall, which is always kind of entertaining. One's trapped in this building, I think. Yeah, there we go, in that corner. Like a hardcore mode, may be able to repair the drone after you complete the objective to recover health. Yeah, yeah, that could work. Oh, where is it? Is it there? Or sort of like repair points or something, like you could go and land somewhere for a repair. I mean, in my head I'm kind of envisaging this mode as sort of like add more duct tape. Yes, exactly. If it moves and it shouldn't, duct tape. If it doesn't move and it should, WD-40. Yeah, I'm kind of envisaging this as like a time attack kind of mode. So I've taken, in fact, let me shoot this guy here. There we go. I've taken 3 minutes and 8 seconds to do that. So now I want to try and beat my next time. So it could be that you can repair the drone, but it takes a bit of time. So, you know, ooh, hang on, is this going to affect my high score or my low time? So just because I find this kind of thing entertaining, we decided to have a game over screen in the style of nameless newspaper. But if you're in the UK, you know what we're talking about here. With such interesting features as inside, romantic meals can give you blue skin. One of the things we've got this week is, rather than it just being a static newspaper as it was last time, Bunnery's written a load of clickbait style headlines which appear randomly on here. So when you manage to achieve this, you just get a sarcastic newspaper basically saying, oh, it took you far too long to do it. Random passerby, vox pop. They should just get on with it. Again, if you're in the UK, you're probably hearing a lot of they should just get on with it at the moment in the context of Brexit. Lots of things you still play around and tinker with. Misplay Spirit. Yeah, exactly. As I say, this is all like really early stuff. So, you know, yeah, we're just sort of mucking about with systems and things and seeing how things work now. As I say, with this this time attack idea, one of the changes this week, we've now show the best time for the session. So I did that in 3 minutes. I could probably beat 3 minutes, but instead what I might do is show you some of the other stuff that we've added in. For example, fingers crossed, haven't tested this live before. If I press this, I think, let me just glance over at Bunnery's computer. Ah, yeah, there we go. I'm all about Mixplay. As any of you who've seen me on other streams, like the Noobs Play co-streams with Ferret, or... Ooh, easy, someone's already pressed it. Or, well, anything I do. I'm obsessed with Mixplay. I think it's awesome. And so we want some audience participation, because watching a game is boring. You want to be able to mess with the game. So you can do things like pay some sparks to make it... I wasn't expecting that. That was perfect timing, just as the wind finished as well. So you can mess about with the person playing the game by doing things like calling in a crosswind. So that just applies a force to all of the drones. So I'm just waiting for that to run. I even watched that, and I saw that the interference had finished, and I still messed it up. So things like crosswind make it a bit more difficult to maneuver. We've been trying to kind of think about, much like interference and chill. Sorry, I'm getting really excited now. Much like interference and chill, where part of the fun of it is waiting until the most annoying moment. You know, like, oh, I'll just colour in this post box red, and then you're like, no you won't, grayscale, and getting the comedy timing, which you can only do on Mixer with the real-time stream. Things like on here, stuff like, oh, okay, I'll just go and get this drone. I assume the cooldowns on this are kind of done now. So I'm kind of lining this shot up, and then someone presses crosswind or whatever. And now it's a bit harder. It's a lot harder, actually. No, up. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I could have got that guy, but now my thrust and my tilt have been... no, I can't do it. There we go. And, of course, the problem now is I'm going to get the hang of it, and then it's going to flip back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, exactly, like the Queen earlier. Okay, right, I'll just do this, and then... Oh, no, actually, my colours have gone. I can't give the Queen any arms or whatever. But yeah, as I say, anyone who's seen me talk for any period of time knows that I kind of get all carried away with Mixplay because I think it's awesome. And I'm really into the concept of you, the audience, being able to press things, and it actually... So if I just don't do anything here, I think the crosswind is about 10 meters per second normally, but it does kind of stack on the drone. Oh, I've hit the edge of the world there. So basically now it's slower for me to accelerate that way, but a lot faster coming this way. So it makes it a bit more difficult to judge what you're doing. So yeah, I love the idea of the audience being able to press something and it actually affect what's happening in the game. The yellow one is the charge on the... Oh, hang on, I've broken that when I've changed the UI. The yellow on the drone is actually meant to be a bar that fills up as well. I was experimenting with feedback on the drone itself, because you know, a bit like Dead Space, where your rig showed your health on your back and things like that. This is something we discuss in the company Discord, in our like planning channels. I keep saying maybe we should have UI on the drone, and Bunnery and Ferret say no, it's all right having it in the corner like literally every other game. Maybe I should take that out off that stun gun. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, I think Mixplay is awesome for letting you actually interact with the game. I mean, we see people do things like, if anyone watches, I mean, I watch some of the Duck Games team. They play some Battle Royale games with customized Mixplay boards where you can press like soundboards basically, but they voluntarily react in certain ways to certain sounds. So, for example, one of them is do a barrel roll, and the streamer has to then spin around in their chair. Or there's, I forget what the sound is, but there's like a turn your controller upside down thing. So they'll be playing, you know, Fortnite, or well, Apex now, of course, because everyone's playing Apex. Someone presses the upside down controller button, and then for 30 seconds they have to play with their controller upside down. You know, which is all well and good. But if you are about to take some amazing shot, you're just like, okay, shot, right, now I'll do it. Yeah, real life interactive Mixplay. But as I say, the thing is, if you've got the perfect, you know, sniper shot lined up, and someone says, hey, spin your chair around, you go, oh well, I'll take the shot and then do it. Whereas with this, you can press the button and it literally, I don't have a choice. It is just flipping my controls or putting this crosswind on. And I feel like, I mean, I just love it. It's the potential of it. It's so awesome. Things like, you know, we could maybe have, I don't know, radar blocking or something, or Hey Anthony was watching the last demo of this and said, well, you could have like a storm, reduced visibility, or hailstones come down and start pinging off your sandstorm, exactly. And then, you know, maybe we can get background audio of Darude or something as an Easter egg. I don't know if you can hear Bunnery off camera, but she's like, yes, I was just thinking that. Or yeah, like random things like Cat Boss. Ferret suggested we could swap out the boss's ID badge and see how good timing was that, and text for like meow 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 meow, or you know, something that happens on April Fool's Day or something. I don't know. But yeah, so you know you can actually control and have a real effect on what's happening in the game. But as someone, I think Ferret noticed, if someone presses one of those interactive buttons, as well as it just sort of appearing on my my list of status effects under the radar, we can actually do stuff like call out the user in the UI message that pops up. So we have things like your boss sends you messages basically slagging you off every time you do something, but also we've got things like the IT manager, well, network manager, says, oh, we're being hacked. You know, we've got reports of a hacker calling themselves insert Mixplay username here, messing with our systems. So, or as Ferret noticed, if you call in the crosswind, it says, oh, you know, the on-site meteorologist sends you a message saying, oh, we've got reports of a storm Vanguard Ferret coming in. Be careful not to crash in the high wind. I mean, could you just press one of those for me, just to so yeah, there you go, Storm Bunnery approaching. So people get to see their name called out on there. Yeah, I really need to fix that clipping problem, because now I'm stuck under the grass. Yeah. Yeah, you know, just you know, these things happen. Alpha, pre-alpha. Had a fun idea where your boss sends you a selfie and it auto opens on your screen for like 10 seconds or so. Oh yeah, you know, stuff like that. Or your boss sends you some sort of nonsense email or some sort of thing, and it blocks your screen. Yeah, I like it. See, one of the cool things about doing these streams is people come up with ideas, and then I just replay the VOD afterwards, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll put that in the list. That's cool. But yeah, so this was originally meant to be just a silly game. We were just going to kind of do like a little rapid prototype thing, throw it out there, and you know, just for a laugh. But it maybe I should actually try and beat my 3-minute time just while I'm talking about this. But I started doing it, and it's actually quite fun for a silly little game. Not that I can hit this guy. Come on! Ah, what are you doing? Going too high. I need to change the range on this. So, you know, we could have a Mixplay interaction where you can kind of temporarily disable my stun gun. So, I can't see where any of these are. Over here somewhere. Are they trapped in these buildings already? Oh, no, there he is. We could have a Mixplay thing where you could temporarily disable my stun gun, so I have to melee them. I'm going to try and be clever and do that again. There we go. So, maybe I've got to bash into the drones for a bit. Or you could maybe do nice things, like you could give me an engine boost or a range boost for my my stun gun. Also thinking about things like, you know, maybe unlockable drones if you complete challenges, the reason why we've got the altitude and speed displayed at the minute is I'm thinking about challenges like fly it under... Ooh, just missed it. Fly it under 5 meters for 10 seconds with a minimum speed of 10 meters per second or something like that. And if you manage to do these things, you unlock some cool drone that has more health or greater range for your gun, or corners better or something like that. You know, I think I can do this. Well, I shouldn't have said that, actually. Come on, man. You made this game, you should know how to do it. Let's get this boy here. Ooh, easy. Didn't realise it was coming towards me at full whack. Ah, missed him. Okay, come on, got half a minute. I've just realised, because I forgot about Mixplay, I've just realised someone's going to wait and then mess with me just as I almost get it. Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that now, because I'm just encouraging you. Okay, here we go, here we go. Oh, almost. Oh, too slow. Ah! Come on, man, focus, focus, focus. You can do this. There we go, 256, yeah. I mean, I say that I'm logging these best times. I hope this actually works. Yeah, there we go. Best 256. Awesome. So yeah, that's about it really. Although actually, on the previous stream, I was talking about audio, and then didn't have the game audio on because I'm a big noob. I had it in my headphones, but you guys couldn't hear it. So one of the Mixplay seems balked. Oh yeah, it's because I restarted. It doesn't clear properly between sessions. There's a lot of debug stuff here. Like, oh, yeah, okay. Then he immediately crashes into the ground. See, that cost me 20 health there. Yeah, so sound and things. I was trying to demo that last time. Oh, little thing as well here. Got little wind socks that actually point in the direction of the wind. Also, I've got an arrow on my... If I can get up to this windsock. I got an arrow on my radar showing the direction of the wind. It should probably show the speed as well, but they're just all the same speed at the minute. Yeah, there we go. And now the wind's gone. But yeah, sound. We found. I'm sort of a coder first, really. So I don't tend to think about making things look nice or adding sound and stuff like that. But I'm making a bit of an effort, really, and it makes a big difference. You know, like fixing the drone kind of motor hum so that the pitch changes depending on how fast it spins, or we've got stuff like engine noise for planes when you go past them, or the drones. If I kind of zoom past one of these, like a plane going overhead there. Let me find a drone in sort of a quietish area. I should get like a little Doppler zoom kind of noise as I zoom past him, and yeah, you know, it's cool. It really makes a bit of a difference. You can probably hear like a high flying plane going past. I don't know why I'm gesturing like this is actually happening in real life. Or if I come and hang out by the terminal, every so often there's a tannoy announcement. Well, it's sort of randomised. So yeah, you know, all of this audio kind of made a big difference to it. Moving plane AI make moving obstacles you need to be aware of also. Yeah, I'm tempted to do moving planes. I mean, aside from the fact that I haven't really figured out how to do that, but having said that, all of the stuff that we make, I have no idea how I'm going to do it, and then it just kind of happens anyway. I worry if we do, because one of the suggestions was sort of like a system where the rogue drones can damage the planes, and you have to effectively defend the planes from them, which sounds quite cool. And then I worried that basically the Daily Mail would start calling it a terrorist training simulator. Whereas if the planes just got kind of parked up and not going anywhere. But yeah, I mean, I did wonder if things like, you know, I've kind of thrown in a little bit of decoration here. I have the art skills of a turnip basically, so we bought in some asset packs for this. and I've just kind of thrown some stuff in here. I was thinking things like, you know, baggage trucks and the buses could drive around. We do have like a little bit of movement, things like the helicopter blades, and there's a turbo prop over here with a noise as well. Ooh, just got away with going through those blades. But yeah, I did wonder if maybe the plane should sort of taxi up and down, or maybe planes could land and take off, or something. One of the issues with that is I wanted to kind of constrain the world, partially for performance and partially because if you move too far away, everything gets a bit boring, really. So the sky is solid. It's basically an invisible wall. So I need to kind of come up for a nice way that the planes can disappear through the sky without them just kind of getting chopped up by the sky as they go through. I need to, I don't know, come up with some fog or something so things disappear off into the fog and you don't see it when the plane just basically despawns. But yeah, I feel like moving obstacles would be quite cool. I mean, you know, kind of regardless of how big they are. I mean, I think, you know, like the buses and things would be quite cool. But you know, if you like had to sort of zoom around like a plane and skim under the wing or whatever, and if you clip it, your boss is all like, "Oi, that cost us £20,000. What are you playing at?" That's probably quite a small amount of money for bashing a drone into a plane. I don't know. I need to do some research there. You know, just by looking that up on Wikipedia, not in terms of actually going to the airport and flying drones around, just in case, you know, Echelon is here. Not actually a terrorist. I'm just making a game about drones because it seemed like a funny idea when I was drunk. So yeah, you know, adding in some stuff like that just to kind of get a bit more motion happening. It could be fun. One of the things we had last week, some suggestions of actually having some people out doing things. As I say, we bought in assets for this, so we've got some stuff like people. In fact, if I just go zap a drone, like the boss's ID badge. Go for this guy over here. Boss's ID badge is sort of one of the characters that we have in our assets, and you know, we can have these guys wandering around and stuff. I'm just kind of mostly messing about with systems and things at the moment, just to kind of see what sticks. But yes, so as I say, this is all kind of really early prototype, but I'm quite pleased with it at the moment, which is just as well, because we decided to take it to Rezzed. So we're actually exhibiting this in 6 weeks, because, you know, YOLO, why not? And it seemed like a laugh. We got a little bit of cash in for this. Someone found it entertaining enough to loan us a bit of money to have a go at working on it for a couple of months to take it down to Rezzed, and hopefully we might get some interest from it. And so if people are into it, we're going to carry on and spin it off into maybe a bigger thing. But yeah, the plan is to kind of take the prototype, the alpha, down there. If people are like, oh, you know, it's sort of all right, we'll just kind of keep it simple and just put it out. But if people find it entertaining enough, we're going to spin it out into doing all kinds of other stuff, hopefully. As I say, in that menu, there's things like checkpoint races, but we could also do sort of the reverse version of this. So at the minute, I'm chasing the enemy drones around, sort of airspace defense. Also thinking about maybe a kind of a British Bulldog vampire mode kind of thing with multiplayer. Well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Kind of like an evasion mode where I'm the rogue drone and the security drone's chasing me, and then that led on to maybe we could hook multiplayer into this and have it so there's just picking a number, 10 players. One is a security drone, the others are rogue drones. Security drone, every time they down one of the rogues, that player respawns as another security drone. So, as I say, British Bulldog, vampire kind of thing. And then the players who are best at evasion, they gradually get more and more outnumbered. I mean, you know, we've seen this kind of thing in various games before, but it, you know, it felt like it could kind of fit into this. I've got an idea for something completely ridiculous as well, but I'm not even going to talk about that yet because I need to give it a bit more thought. And I need to post it on Discord so Bunnery and Ferret can go, no, What are you talking about? Don't be crazy. I think I've possibly mentioned it to them already, and they've already said that, though, to be fair. Well, you know, that thing I was saying the other day about, you know what we should do? But no, we should focus. So, yeah, we're going to be showing this off down at Res in London, the 4th to 6th, 4th to 7th, maybe, of April, if anyone wants to come down and see that. Also, because I love talking about Mixplay, as you've probably noticed. Here we go. Realistic drone handling. This is exactly how I drive a drone. So it wants to go over there somewhere. So it's just pointed in that direction and face planted into easy, and face planted into the wall. I sometimes wonder if the reverse control thing needs like a slight countdown so you have a moment to prepare yourself for it. But it is kind of funny. What am I doing here? It is kind of funny watching someone immediately smash their drone into the ground, and then when it comes back off. It is kind of funny watching someone just trash themselves when that happens. Excited to show it off. I think you're doing well with it. Yeah. I mean, if I'm completely honest, I'm almost thinking it's a bit of a crazy idea. Well, obviously it's a crazy idea, but YOLO. That's what the cool kids say. I'm all about doing crazy things. As you've probably noticed from any of the other stuff we do, we get an idea in our head, and you know what we should do? We should host a quiz show. So we've been hosting a weekly quiz show on Mixer for 6 months. I mean, I don't even know how that kind of happened. It was, I don't know, it just kind of happened. But it turned out really well. So, you know, the concept of, yeah, we should make this ridiculous game, and then the concept of, yeah, we should take it to Res, why not? Yeah, you know, what's worse can happen? A bit of laugh. Yeah, I am excited to show it off. I'm a little bit nervous because it's basically something that's just been hacked together in a couple of weeks. I mean, obviously, by the time we get it down there, it'll have been there for maybe been around for probably like 8 weeks, so it'll be a bit better by then. But we're probably going to be sat next to someone who's done a game that, you know, they've been doing for 2 years, and it's got loads of polish and this, and they've done all kinds of planning. And yeah, this is basically most of the design document for this is based on some notes I took at this Christmas party when we were all sitting around having a drink. But yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Yeah, on the subject of Res, because I'll shoot this guy and then start a fresh one. 11:52. Wow, let's just get on with it. Let me just check. Does Mixplay break then? Yeah, okay. I need to reinitialize after starting the level again, so I don't have to keep pressing M. Yeah, we're taking this to Res, and also I have just submitted a couple of pitches for. Honestly, I've been testing this all day. Well, the last few days. It still catches me by surprise. Although I suppose I'm not used to someone else pressing the button. It's always been me pressing it, so I knew it was going to happen. It's kind of or you when you've been around. But yeah, so we've submitted some talk pitches because if anyone was at EGX, the big EGX in September last year, we actually gave a talk. Myself, Bunnery and Ferret, about our adventures in game dev. Never gets old, says Ferret. Yeah, trolling people in real time is just fun. As I say, you know, it's the fact that you. It's when you're close to the. I can't even get out of here. It's when you're close to the ground and you're kind of about going full thrust. And I just did it again, even though I'm talking about flipped controls. I can't make it happen in my mind. But yeah, you've just got like full thrust on, you just straight into the ground. Then it went back to normal, and I did it again. So yeah, we previously gave a talk about our adventures in game dev and all of the interesting things that we've done, and the mistakes we made along the way. Oh yeah, check out how fast this is going. She's going to do it again now, and then I'm just going to crash into the floor. No, you're waiting, aren't you? You're waiting until I've forgotten about it. Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now, so it doesn't work now, because I'm ready to anticipate it. Okay, right, it still works. I wasn't ready to anticipate it. No, that way, no, that way. But this time we are looking to maybe do an updated version of the same talk, but I've also pitched one about Mixplay, because I love Mixplay. And so we are thinking about this game maybe being kind of not stream first, but we're kind of going to be building in Mixplay stuff from the beginning. Most of the other things we've done, like the Mixplay stuff in Interference, has been kind of added on because we already had a game, and I was like, oh, hang on, we could do some of this interaction stuff, like let people vote or let people mess with a palette or whatever. Whereas this, you know, we've kind of got a very basic system working, and then, you know, as I say, it's been like, this is what, week 2 of actual work time on it, and we've got Mixplay stuff in. You know, it's going in from the start. And so hopefully we're going to be giving a talk about kind of how we see that going. As I say, we're seeing people doing interesting stuff with Mixplay, but I would love to see it integrated directly into more games. I didn't realise actually it's integrated into Minecraft a bit now. Someone was telling me on a Discord earlier, where you can sort of set up Mixplay buttons to trigger various functions in Minecraft. Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Okay, cool. Of course, Minecraft is Microsoft now, basically, as is Mixer. So, you know, good way for them to show off the tech. And, you know, some other people did it. I was doing a bit more research earlier. Is it Telltale did some? Oh, Telltale's gone now, obviously. But, yeah, you know, a few people are doing it. But, you know, imagine, like, if, I don't know, Apex, Fortnite, whatever people are playing, at the moment you can get kind of interactive... Oh, are you heading off? Okay. You can get kind of interactive drop maps where the audience vote on where they want you to drop, but then it's up to the streamer to go, oh, okay, they've said they want us to drop into this location, we'll go there. Imagine if, say for Apex, you could do something where the audience were the jump master and said, no, you drop in here, and then the system was automated, and it takes you down to that point, and you have to deal with it. Kind of like here, you know, it could be we throw up a message going, oh yeah, your controls are reversed now, and you have to manually do that. I don't know what's happened to my camera. Loose cable, I think. It could be that, you know, you have to manually... I don't know, still something going on there. Yeah, but ultimately it's down to the guy there. Now, what it should be, audience presses it, I don't have any choice, it just happens immediately. It's just funny. Sorry, just catching up with the chat. Yeah, workaround for Java Edition setting up at the moment. Yeah, yeah. It's just cool. It's nice to see people getting excited about the potential of this. I like to think that I get excited about the potential of things. There you go, improving slightly over last time. Might just do a little bit more while we're talking about all this. But yeah, Mixplay. I mean, it feels like it's very exciting. And I can just see all this really cool potential for it. To the extent of, yeah, here he goes. Yeah, why me up? Watch me go. The thing is, I'm so into this now. I don't really see the point in not using Mixer. I mean, I'll be good this time. Keep it vague because I got carried away last time. We were doing a little bit of dev stuff. For other streaming systems, and I really struggled to get excited about it because we were already doing the quiz by that point and all of these live interactive things. You know, we were doing interference and chill. Okay, no worries, Mixplay Spirit. I'm just kind of going off on one of my Mixplay rants again. I should probably. Oh my word! I've been doing this for an hour nearly. I should probably stop shortly as well. But yeah, you know, we were doing some dev stuff for other streaming systems, and I just found it difficult to get excited about it. You know, the quiz, which we've been doing for a while by that point. I love the idea of pressing something and then it happening immediately. You know, all these people that are saying like, oh, I'm thinking about checking out. Is it D Live? Is that the new streaming thing? Don't see the point. No interaction. Why would you use that? Maybe for Ferret's first Apex win. Well, yes. I missed Ferret's go on Apex. So I think I was out or something. But yes, I am looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, we'll let you get back to your work calls, Misplaced. But thank you for hanging around for this, and thanks for your feedback. As I say, I'll review the VOD afterwards and put all of these in the notes. But I'm hoping to maybe be doing a weekly update on this, maybe after Interference and Chill each week. So you'll be able to watch it progress, which might be interesting. Yep, take care. Hopefully we'll catch you on Sunday for the quiz if you're available, but otherwise we'll see you around. Have a good evening, and yeah, I hope the work calls aren't too bad. Yeah, I mean, I should probably wrap this up in a moment. I'll tell you what I might do is just restart this and see if I can do... I'm going to actually try and beat that time. And then Ferret can try and mess with me and see how... Oh, that was a bad shot anyway. Oh, okay, she's already messing with me. Well, you might as well get it in early so the cooldown... Oh, no, can't do it. No, it's just not going to happen. I need to do some precision flying under here as well. One of the things that's interesting is I notice when I've got reverse controls, I stop moving the sticks together and I just start moving one stick at a time. It's almost like there starts being this overhead of my... Oh, this is really annoying. I've made this game really annoying. But this is kind of like Interference and Chill. Oh yeah, okay, right. This is pretty difficult to... Oh, there we go. Bash. Yeah, this is no danger of me hitting 3 minutes here. This is really helpful, actually, I should just say, because as I mentioned earlier, I mean, I've tested this myself, but it's not really the same when you know it's coming. It's kind of the funny part of it is when you've got a shot lined up and then someone presses the button at just the wrong point. Oh, I'm terrible now. I'm stressing myself out too much. Okay, come on, calm. You are you're the drone. Be one with the drone. I think I'm starting to react a little bit faster to it. I mean, I feel like we maybe need to do some kind of balancing with this, like cooldowns or spark costs. I mean, obviously there's no spark costs on any of this at the minute, because I didn't really see the point. I do wonder if one of the things we need to do is maybe streamer-controlled spark costs. Because I feel like if you're maybe someone who ends up on channel 1 a lot, or you know, you have a lot of subs, they're probably earning sparks faster than in a non-partner channel, so it might be that higher spark costs are more appropriate for interactions there, whereas, say, you know, someone like me, my audience probably isn't going to be earning sparks quite as fast, so maybe I'd want to have more modest spark costs. No danger of me beating this best time. You see, sometimes you kind of get into it, and you know the shots just line up, and it's... Oh no, yeah, I spoiled it then, didn't I? Yeah, I got ya. Oh, almost. But yeah, so it might be that we need to maybe balance the spark costs a little bit. And of course, one of the interesting things is I'm wondering how... forgotten about it again then. I wonder if games that basically encourage... No, wrong way. Games that encourage your audience to use Mixplay. No. Is that going to be a bit of a sales point for streamers? So, you know, oh, okay, I could play such and such a game, but I could also play that drone game, and then everyone's going to be dropping sparks, messing with me, which is going to be converting to filling up my spark crystal. Oh, I totally got that. There we go. Oh, that was a nice finish there, crashing into the ground. So yeah, that's about the size of it. Let me kind of come back to this. So yeah, I do wonder if as we start to see more Mixplay enabled games, because I think this is something that's going to happen. I do wonder if streamers will kind of start looking effectively for, is there a Mixplay sticker on the box? You know, kind of like how, you know, Connect enabled, PlayStation Move enabled. You know, will we kind of get to a point where you have a game and it's got a little Mixplay symbol on? You're like, bonus! I'll play that because it'll encourage my audience to drop sparks on me. Don't know. It's interesting. Maybe that's something we'll discuss in this talk if we get selected. But yeah, so as I say, I've been kind of doing that for like an hour, which went really quickly. I quite like this as a game. As I say, it was a silly experiment to start with, but it's turned out pretty fun. Even though my drones have stopped moving. Oh, it's because I tabbed away from the window. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining us. So this is as I say, this is a very early alpha. If you'd like to keep up to date with what's happening here, you can check out roguedronesgame.com, as you can see down at the bottom there, or Rogue Drones on Twitter. Yeah, we're going to be posting information there. Hoping to do one of these sort of dev / alpha playtest streams once a week, probably after Interference and Chill on Wednesdays, which you can see on our other channel with the very lovely Vanguard Ferret at 6:30 every Wednesday UK time on mixer.com/interference, and then I'll be doing this afterwards over here. I might do other odds and ends during the week, who knows. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for all of the feedback. That's very much appreciated. So yeah, have a great evening, everyone, or day if you're a bit further west of us. And I will catch you soon for some more Rogue Drones. Good night.